Hi, Audrey.
Our lives are in your hands, Sarah. Treat them well.
Okay. Alrighty.
Alrighty. Here we are. Okay, so your seat, I think you've figured that out.
I've just
on the
brought
side,
that forward.
yeah, on your right hand side, there's two buttons. The front one is like horizontal. It'll go forward and back, but it'll also go up and down.
All right. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then you got steering. So that scroll button on your left hand side, you can scroll that up and down.
Oh wow.
Just the left one. And then you can actually push that button left or right. So that'll go in and out.
Wow.
Okay.
Amazing.
I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. Mirrors. So you can set the mirrors up. So your left mirror, it's the same button. Up and down and left and right.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hang on. Yeah, and then
the right one, same button.
good, eh?
Yep. Yeah, and I can just show you a few things on here as well. So this is the air conditioning, and you can move the flow of air. So this whole strip is aircon, and so this is yours here. You can move that around and adjust it like that. It's got something called dog mode. Now it won't work now, but if we got out of the car and shut the doors, it'll bring up a picture of a dog and say, "Don't worry, my owner will be back soon. Temperature's set at 21 degrees."
For all those dog owners out there.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. Pretty random. And then we've also got Netflix and YouTube for when you're charging.
Oh, because if you've got 20 minutes to wait.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then there's like video games and stuff like that as well.
You wouldn't want to get bored at the charging station.
That's right. Yeah. And then there's also Spotify, and yeah. Are you into Rage Against the Machine at all?
We can try some Rage. Yeah.
It's got a pretty amazing stereo. It's good, huh? Just turn that down. It's Township Rebellion. It's a good, it's a nice track, that one.
Yeah. All about the rebellion.
Basically, yeah. So your indicator's on the left-hand side. Yeah. And to put it, so you're currently in park, and so if you knock it, so just with the indicator, soft up is 3. We'll have 3.
Oh, okay.
Indicates.
I don't have to turn it off.
Yeah, hard up will keep it on.
Okay.
And a soft for changing lanes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Hard down on that paddle will put you into drive.
Ooh, here we are.
And we are in drive.
Okay. Oh my god. So quiet, isn't it? It feels smooth, but also there's a lot of. Feels quite weighty as well. Like you don't feel like you're going to lose control anytime soon. You know, you're not going to. It's quite heavy to the road.
Yeah.
Or stuck to the road. Stuck to the road.
Yeah. So it's actually quite a heavy car. It weighs 1.8 tons.
Yeah, right.
And
okay. You can feel that.
Yeah. And so all the weight's in the battery pack, which is below our feet.
Okay.
Which means the center of gravity is very low.
Yes.
And that's why it corners so well, and the grip is so good. I'll just cancel that. Yep.
Now I'm going to turn right
left.
here.
Or
left.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And just take your foot off and feel that. See that green line there? That's regenerative braking. And you'll see when
on its own.
Yeah. When we accelerate around the corner, you'll see it go black.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Far out. Okay. Let's not get caught over by the cops.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's awesome. awesome.
Yeah. And the corners.
That's awesome. Oh.
There's nothing like it, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Wait till we come on the freeway and we won't come to a full stop.
I could become very addicted to that.
It's very addictive. Very addictive.
Really. You okay back there?
Just.
Sorry, I didn't give you any warning.
No warning at all, nothing.
Oh, wow. It's so smooth.
It's glorious, isn't it?
That's incredible. None of that chug.
Yeah.
Which is so disconcerting because it is heavy, it is stuck to the ground. To be able to get that speed.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's 2021. This is what cars should be like in 2021. I mean, you probably watched the Jetsons when you were a kid as well.
Yeah.
Like, this is a spaceship.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. And as soon as you take your foot off the accelerator, it starts slowing, so it's quite safe, isn't it? So you don't have to kind of ram the brake on.
Yeah. I'll talk more about that in a sec. But if you, this will be a good spot to when these cars.
Let these cars go.
But you seem very confident with it already. You seem at one with the machine. Give it some.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Get out of the way, buddy. Oh. Oh my God, that is so awesome. Look at that!
Oh my God. Holy shit.
Oh, that is awesome. Wow. Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, really is. Really is. It's telling me I've got it. What do I do? Oh, that
There you
way,
go.
okay.
Just tap it. You're a very good driver.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You got that recorded?
Yes, that is on camera. Unreal.
Yeah, I grew up in the country, so used to probably was behind a car, beating around in the paddocks, well below, I don't know, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And kind of, I was desperate for my license.
Yeah.
When you live in the country, there's no public transport. And you want some independence, you got to get your license, you got to get a car. And Dad was a bit of a jack of all trades, and so we always had various different cars and spare parts in the backyard for this and that, and I learned how to drive a manual obviously first, and thought that the first time I bought a car, I bought a Moke.
Oh, right, yeah.
It was like with my own money. I was like, which didn't go very fast, by the way, but was a lot of fun.
That's the open one, isn't it?
That's the open one. And I drove it from Adelaide to Canberra and back.
Oh, wow. It's got like the plastic roof on it or something.
Yeah. So, so I learned to drive in a manual, thinking that automatic was like, it was for wimps.
Yeah.
But things change, hey?
Yeah, they really do.
You couldn't, you need the automated system to get the speed on this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I grew up in the country as well, in central Queensland, and after being back there the last couple of months, like you realise that people love cars in the country, and they really need them.
Yeah.
And they appreciate good cars.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, you need them. You appreciate them, and And you also though, and this, you know, I really learned this from my dad, is that you're going to own a car, you need to know at least enough about how it works in case something happens.
Yeah.
So, you know, he taught me how to change tyres and do all that stuff. But, yeah. And with the moke, because it was like, there's no key, you just kind of like turn it. In order to keep it safe, I used to take out the cord that connected from the spark plug to the actual motor.
Yeah.
Open up the bonnet, take the cord out, and carry that in my handbag.
Oh,
so
really?
that's how I parked the moke for the 3 years I owned it.
Oh wow. Yeah, a friend of mine in school, his father had a yellow moke as well. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd drive it from Adelaide to Canberra.
No, that was a bit. I mean, only 19-year-olds would be stupid enough to do that.
Would have been an exciting road trip though.
It was. It was. I did have my dog on board actually at the time.
Oh yeah.
She's no longer with me anymore, but yeah. I didn't have to worry about the air conditioning and the dog then.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, this car, Tesla is now the fastest growing car company in the world. And countries like Norway, they have 75% of all new vehicles in Norway are electric, and in Australia it's less than 1%. So we're at the opposite end of the spectrum, really. So we're 100 times slower on uptake than Norway, right? And we're paying the price for that because we're all breathing in. If you live in a city in Australia, you're breathing in more diesel particulate and carbon monoxide from petrol exhaust than someone who lives in Oslo. The air in Oslo today is 30% cleaner than what it was 10 years ago because Norway has had a 25% subsidy on electric vehicles since 2001. So it just kind of goes to show if government can get serious about EVs, getting more EVs onto the road, it has real health benefits to people.
Well, health benefits to people, and then also the planet.
Yeah.
Because of climate change, Jane, a big part of the problem is needing to electrify the whole transport system, right? I think that's why I think it's crazy, this idea of putting taxes on electric cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taxes and incentives are used to, see that I better not speed here, there's a camera.
Yeah.
You know, you're meant to tax the bad things and give incentives to the things you want.
Yeah.
Uptake on, you know, that doesn't have to last forever. But you know,
Exactly.
you actually need that to drive the change. And as you say, if it's, you know, in other places it's working, we should be doing the same thing here.
Exactly. Did you want to try autonomous mode?
All right.
Well,
that freaks me out more than speed because then I'm not in control.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll get used to it. Maybe if we go around the roundabout and head back out, are you okay with that? Because that's actually a great road for using autonomous. Yep. I just kind of forgot to mention it before.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just hard up. We'll keep
hard
it
up.
on. Yeah,
sorry.
that's all right.
Even going around the corners, it's just so nice.
Yeah. Even sitting in the passenger seat, it feels great sitting in the passenger seat, but when you're driving it, it feels like an extension of your body.
It does. It does. Yeah.
You feel at one with it, and you can just point it and go, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, if you double tap down on the right hand paddle, it's going to go. These lines are going to go blue, and that's going to put you in autonomous. So just be gently with the wheel. Now, anytime you can push the brake, or you can tap it up, or you can pull the steering wheel. It'll pull it out of autonomous mode, but it'll take this corner fine. It'll accelerate. You can take your foot off it's picked up the speed limit, so you got 100 kilometers max. You can scroll that down if you want to reduce your max speed, or you can scroll it up as well.
Crazy.
So it'll take this totally fine. You're locked into the lanes here.
Oh my god.
See, it's picked up the car. And it's identified that it's a ute as well.
It's not a ram though.
Just apply a slight force to the wheel, just a little bit. That's it. Oh, sorry, a little bit more. There we go. So every now and then it prompts you to just touch the wheels.
Make sure you're not asleep.
Yeah, yeah. And say if you didn't respond, say if you had a heart attack or something, the car would start beeping at you, and if you still didn't respond, it would slow down to a full stop, and it would put the hazard lights on and stay in the lane.
Wow. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. So you're 10 times less likely to get into an accident in this vehicle because of the autonomous driving. And if you do get into an accident, this is structurally the safest car in the world.
Amazing. So what are the rules around autonomous vehicles at the moment in Australia?
Oh, you're out now,
so
yeah.
Oh.
You can just double tap down and you're back in. Yep. I don't really, well, you've got to, yeah, you've still got to keep control of the vehicle, but this is kind of semi-autonomous, what we're in now, autopilot. But I don't know where the legislation's going. I think that the technology is moving a lot faster than what the legislation is.
Yeah, well, as a politician, that's a story we often hear.
Yeah.
You know, technology, community, society often moves so much faster than the legislative process or the parliament can keep up with.
Yeah.
But, I mean, these are the conversations we need to be having right now.
Yeah. Just a little. That's it. You can scroll that up to 110 if you like. Now that we're in the 110 zone. This side here. You just scroll it up and watch your max.
Oh, I see.
Take it right up to 10. Yeah, so the technology is moving extremely quickly. For the last few months, Tesla's been doing full self-driving testing around the world.
Okay.
There's about 1,000 people in Australia, Tesla owners, who are trialling this software. They are doing point-to-point full autonomous in cities around Australia right now.
Wow.
Through roundabouts, left and right turns at intersections, fully through roadworks, fully autonomous. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, it's
incredible. So it's obviously got a lot of cameras and a lot of sensor points around the car, as well as the GPS. It kind of knows what's going on, doesn't it?
Yeah, and all that data. A lot of that data is getting sent back to Tesla, and it's going into their machine learning programs.
Okay.
So they literally have like millions and millions of images of stop signs, which they're learning on. So if a stop sign is bent or it has leaves in front of it, the more data it gets fed, the better it gets at identifying that's a stop sign, that's a person, that's a motorbike, that's a truck.
It even knows along here is a hazard fence.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So the witches' hats, when I first got it, it wasn't showing witches' hats, the traffic cones.
Yeah.
And then I got a software update 2 months later, and then it started showing traffic cones. So the car is better today than when I bought it.
So it's got its own map in here. So you don't use Google Maps or Waze or any of that. It's got its own kind of system.
Yep. Apparently they are putting Waze onto this though.
I must say, I'm a big fan of Waze.
Well,
Waze is better than Google Maps. I mean,
it's funny that you mentioned that because Tesla had their Model S Plaid launch last week, and Elon Musk was on the stage, and someone yelled out, "Put Waze on the software update," and he's like, and then the whole crowd cheered, and then he's like, "All right, we'll do it." So he just made the decision on the spot. Yeah.
But again, that because it's user data that kind of really creates that whole information from Waze a bit more than Google's a bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just not as user friendly.
This one's fantastic. Like if we went to Melbourne, so it will tell us. I'll just touch it again slightly. So you can see it's routed us through the two charging stations there, and then into Melbourne.
So you only have to stop. Well, you only have to stop twice, really.
Yeah, and you stop for 20 minutes there, and then 40 minutes in Wodonga.
Which, if you're going to drive all the way from Canberra to Melbourne, you're going to need to take a break anyway. You need a coffee break. You need to go to the loo.
Yep.
You need to stretch your legs.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, what about the price of charging and versus petrol?
So the Charge Fox have charging stations all the way up the Queensland coast, and in Mackay, at the fast charging station in Mackay, I was charged 20 cents a kilowatt hour. Now this is a 75 kilowatt hour battery pack, so that's $15 for a full charge, and you'll get 460 kilometers for that.
So you just slow down. There was this kind of turning off here. Just pull back, slow down.
Yeah. And it's even smoother than when I first got it. So the autopilot is just getting better and better as well. But yeah, I'm back to on charge.
Sorry.
Oh, you're right. On charging, so in Melbourne, you pay around 10 cents a kilowatt hour off peak. So you could fully charge this car for $7.50 for almost 500 kilometers range.
$7.50 for 500k.
Yeah.
Well, petrol's not going to get you that far.
No. No.
Have you ever filled up your car with petrol for $7.50?
You wouldn't get far at all.
Wow. Oh, that's good.
And on cost as well, last year, someone in Germany became the first Tesla owner to do over 1 million kilometers with the same battery pack and the same motors. So there's no servicing on these cars.
1 million kilometers.
Yep. Musk is saying that the next generation battery packs, which come out next year, will do 1.6 million, 1 million miles. So 1.6 million kilometers.
It's amazing.
So you can have it for the rest of your life, basically.
Totally. And if you can just update the software,
Yeah.
that's what's, it's not. Wow. Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I want to go off auto mode.
Knock it up and that'll take you out. There you go.
You could get very comfortable on here, couldn't you? It's like...
Yeah. I've been driving it for, I drove up to Queensland and back over the last few weeks, and it's just a dream. It's just, I just love driving it. It's fantastic.
Really, really, I can understand that. Like, just, you're right, it does feel like an extension.
Yeah. It's kind of that, it's kind of a hybrid of like, autonomy and human, like
Yes.
combined together.
Yes.
It's weird.
Yes. What happens when you pull up to the lights, next to some petrol head?
Well, I always floor it because my goal is to generate as much conversation around EVs as I can, and if there's someone next to me in a Mercedes or a BMW or whatever, I want them to know that electric vehicles are far superior to petrol cars. So I never miss an opportunity at the lights.
Just you're advocating, but you're really just being a bit of a troll too.
Yeah, and a bit of a hoon. Advocating through acceleration, perhaps. Yeah, when I was up in Mackay, the main street, Nebo Road, there's 2 lanes going in through Mackay, and I came up to the lights there, and a guy on a motorbike came up beside me, and he was checking it out, and I rolled down the window and asked him if he wanted to have a drive. And so later that day, we exchanged numbers, and later that day I took him for a drive. His name's Reen, I think he's episode 19 or something like that.
All right.
But he's a coal miner as well, so he works in a coal mine in central Queensland, and took him for a drive, and he absolutely loved it. And, yeah.
It's very difficult to explain to somebody what it's going to be like. And even just sitting there as in the passenger seat, it was nothing like being behind the wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing like it. Yeah.
Now, so maybe I'll do a U-turn in this next section.
No worries. So yeah, next time Angus Taylor says that he needs a fossil fuel car for all his long drives.
I'll tell you what, I'd be happy to
Telling us.
race this against Angus Taylor in this, whatever it is. Like, if you set that up, I'll do that.
I would pay good money to see that. Because I reckon you'd have him on toast. Give it. That's the best part about it.
Isn't it? And just that corner.
Yeah. It's a great road as well.
It's a great road. Oh, well, come on, Angus.
Let's do this. And I mean, you feel totally in control here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and being able to accelerate out of that corner, smooth, so fast, totally in control.
Yeah.
Like you just, there's nothing clunky about it at all.
Yeah. You've got a petrol car back home?
Actually, I've recently given up my car,
Oh, wow.
so I'm in the process of working out what to do.
Yeah. Because if you do drive a petrol car after driving this, it feels very strange. It feels like something's wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Bit of buyer's remorse.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just the vibration in it.
Yes.
In the internal combustion
Yes.
engine.
And you're not feeling any of that even through here. That's what I think makes it feel so solid too.
Yeah.
Just like it's, yeah, none of that vibration.
Yeah, if you think about it, internal combustion engine, there's so many moving parts and there's so many things that can go wrong, and that's why it needs so much lubrication and oil and everything to keep it going, and maintenance. But electric motors have got hardly any moving parts at all. So you know, your magnitude less moving parts in the vehicle, which means less servicing and less things that can go wrong, and less vibration as well.
And what about servicing? I mean, is there many mechanics in Australia who understanding the electric vehicles, not just a Tesla but others, and you want to go and get it, or you just don't need them?
You just don't need it. Yeah. So the service, there's no service schedule for this car. There's no.
So you're saving money there too.
Yeah, huge amounts of money, thousands of dollars, thousands and thousands of dollars. The only servicing is like changing the tyres and the windscreen wiper fluid. Because electric motors sit on factory floors for decades without service, right? They're so reliable compared to petrol or diesel motors.
Well, that's even better reason in many ways.
The smoke coming out of that truck, it's just disgusting. Once I see it everywhere now.
Yeah.
You know, I never used to, but I'm constantly seeing the black smoke pouring out of these trucks. I feel like you're in a time machine.
Yeah, it really does. Okay, so what about bigger vehicles becoming electric? So trucks or, vans, utility vehicles.
Yeah. So
That's what that's what's going to have to happen, isn't it? To do a proper transition from petrol to electric of the whole system.
yeah, absolutely. They're coming. They're coming very soon. And again, Tesla's leading the way on that. So the Tesla Cybertruck will start production later this year in their Austin factory in Texas.
The Cybertruck.
Have you seen the Cybertruck?
No.
Oh my God! I have to show you the Cybertruck. So the Cybertruck is it's a F-150 size truck.
Yeah.
It's made of stainless steel, right? It does 0 to 100 in 2.9 seconds. It's faster than this thing. It's faster accelerating than this thing. It's got an 800 kilometer range. You can plug your tools into it.
Of course.
So it's got plugs in it. It's got pneumatic lines if you want to use your nail gun if you're a tradie. And it's just badass. Like, it is such a badass car.
Wow.
So there's that.
So that's saving the tradies weekend then.
It's dramatically improving the tradies weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So my friend who I've been staying with in Mackay, he runs a caravan dealership in Mackay, And when I took him for a drive in this, 2 hours later he pre-ordered a Cybertruck.
Wow.
And what we're going to do, we're going to get one of his caravans, go down to the drag strip, put it on the back of the Cybertruck, and set a world record for quarter mile with a caravan on the back.
The fastest caravan.
And then we're going to troll Scott Morrison with it. Should be fun.
Gosh, it's so, even just the data, the mapping, like every time we pass a vehicle, it's clocked it right there in front of you.
Yeah.
And it's good for the environment.
It's great for the environment, yeah. Every Tesla supercharging station is run on renewables as well. Well, they offset, they're
They
buying
offset.
renewables for it. There's really no reason why we can't ramp this up now, and our whole society can be run on renewables. We can all be driving electric vehicles. We can have clean air in our cities, and because it's so quiet, you'll be able to hear the birds singing in the middle of major cities in Australia. Like, just imagine what that's going to be like. There won't be that constant background noise.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, when I walk out of my apartment in Melbourne, all I can smell is diesel and petrol exhaust fumes, and no one wants to start a day like that.
No, and some of those, even when you get out of the cities and you're, one of those small towns or on the kind of outer suburbs where the freeways are going past you and the trucks are going past you, and it's just,
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the age-old question. Who's better at driving Teslas, women or men?
I haven't noticed a difference, but seeing you drive it today, I think you've been the best driver I've had. I'm not trying to.
You're
like,
saying that because I'm in charge of the steering wheel, right?
That's genuine. You're very confident with the car today. Yeah, but I mean, everyone's a good driver of this car, really.
Yes. Yeah. It makes it easy. It makes it really easy, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't swear as much as the coal miners. I was a bit disappointed about that.
Oh dear. No, probably didn't swear as much.
And yeah, going back, the trucks are also coming, like larger trucks. So we talked about that'll accelerate up now.
Amazing.
Yeah. Tesla's got it's got a semi truck coming as well.
Really?
Yeah, the semi truck launch was a couple of years ago. I recommend watching it on YouTube. It's a full size semi, and it'll do 0 to 105 seconds unloaded.
Wow.
A semi.
A semi.
So like it'll like be pretty even with a WRX, super WRX.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're predicting that the semi will actually be cheaper per kilometre than rail freight. As well.
Okay.
Yeah. Per kilometre.
Well, that's. Australia's big. We've long distances to have to cart things. If we can electrify some of that road rail, then that's amazing.
Yeah, the Tesla semi range is about 1,000 kilometres.
1,000 k's.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what could happen with electric trucks is that
I haven't quite mastered the soft touch to turn it back.
Oh, yeah.
Turn it back on.
Yeah, you stood up for a while.
But now, is it going to know that we have to reduce speed here?
No, not with, this is autopilot. With full self-driving package, it would.
It would.
But it does pick up, see that 80 kilometres?
Yeah, now it's picked it up. So it would have at that point.
Yeah, it would have
started.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, how do we get home?
I think I've got the address.
That one Franklin.
This, yep. There we go.
Now enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
Recalculating?
Yeah, it will do. There you go. You just wanted to drive for a bit more.
Exactly.
That's, it would be great if we got Angus Taylor to.
I'm serious. I'd be happy to do it.
Yeah.
Just be so that, like, just to see the look on his face.
Yeah.
What kind of car does he drive?
I'm not sure actually.
It'd be some guzzling machine.
But I mean, the article I read, he said that he wouldn't drive an electric vehicle because of the distances that he drives each year. Now, his office is in Goulburn. Does he live more than 400 kilometres away from Goulburn? Or what? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't, then there's no
excuse.
There's no excuse. As I was saying to you earlier, I drove 2,000 kilometres in 2 days in this thing, and it was the best drive I've ever had. You know.
Yeah, well, driving from Canberra to Adelaide in this would be so nice.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to go through airports either then.
Yes. Yeah, and so this is more kind of, you know, getting into the city, or the built up area of Canberra a bit more now. So
Yeah.
can I put it in auto
Yeah,
here and
yeah.
it'll still work?
Yep, absolutely.
There's like a set of lights coming up. Is it going to know about that? We don't know.
The full self-driving package will stop at lights. This will pick up the lights, so you'll see, if you watch the screen, you'll see the lights pop up on the screen in a minute. Do you see the lights there?
Yeah. And it knows they're green.
Yep. Just slight turning force. You're good here. This is fine.
It's amazing how it just goes around the corner,
Yeah.
past the truck.
Have you ever been to Youngala near Mackay?
No.
It's a beautiful rainforest. So you'll need to stop here. Yeah. It's a beautiful rainforest. It's about an hour out of Mackay, and there's a range that drives up. It's absolutely stunning. But the range is the road is like this the whole way, and I had it in autonomous on this road, and the wheel was just going like this by itself. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
So he already knows this.
Yes, see the cone, the truck.
Yeah.
The truck.
He knows.
And you know, another year from now, with the amount of software updates that will come, it'll just get better and better and better. So you know, it's 10 times less likely at the moment, but in a year or 2 years, it might be 100. You might be 100 times less likely to get into an accident. And then eventually, if you get enough of the cars with this technology on the road, you're going to reduce your road toll dramatically. Right? If you're 10 times less likely to get into an accident, say that, you know, the US, the road toll is like 30 or 40,000 people die on the roads every year in the US. So if you're 10 times less likely to get into an accident, that's saving tens of thousands of lives. You know, in Australia, it's 2,000 or 3,000 people a year, I think.
Yeah, right.
Who are killed on the
Yes,
roads.
that's the incredible thing, isn't it? Because that's confusing for us to think about. And you think, oh, if you're in control, it's you know, it's going to be safer. But actually, human error.
Yeah. Exactly. A way I'll try to explain or articulate it is that, imagine we're on the freeway right now and there's a car just in front of us and that car like swerves into us, right? For us, that's a split-second reaction, right? We might be blinking at the time, we might be looking out the window or something. For the car, it never happens. It's constantly watching, and the processing speed on this car, that car swerving in, that's like, for the computer, that's an hour, or that's like 10 hours. Like, it's got so much time to react. Like, it'd be like the car coming across super slowly, and then the computer's going, check my rear camera, there's no one in the lane next to me, I'm going to swerve out of the way, and that's would be happening in slow-mo for the car.
Yes.
But for us, it's like a split second.
Yes. Yes.
So it's got your back. If you don't react, it'll beep, and if you still don't react, then it'll take over, engage. Yeah, there's a YouTube, if you YouTube Tesla collision avoidance compilation, it's very good. Yeah, it's incredible.
It's Parliament House in front of us up here.
Oh.
Yeah, we should try and pick up Angus, you know, after question time or something.
Yeah, except, yeah, I've got this little rule now that I'll take any politician who doesn't take donations from oil companies.
Got it.
So if the Liberal Party stops taking donations from oil companies, I'm happy to take Angus for a drive, right? And that goes for the Labor Party as well.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
That's all they need to do, and they can have a drive.
Yeah. We can still race him though.
We can still race him for sure, yeah. Actually, it'd be good to go to Bathurst to do that.
Yeah. Awesome. Wow. That would be fun.
You could probably even see who goes further on, you know, around the track.
Yeah. So, and up here I think, so 222 Ks left on the battery.
Yep.
That's, you know, easy.
Yep.
You just plug it in when you get home.
Yep. So when I was in Queensland, in regional Queensland, there's no fast chargers out there, so I literally had the cable plugged into my brother's garage, and you know, overnight you're still getting 120, 140 Ks overnight. But if you install the home charger, you'll have a full charge every morning. So you only need those supercharging stations for doing intercity trips.
Yeah. And there's quite a few of them already dotted around.
Yeah. So you can get to Adelaide, you can get to Melbourne, you can go all up to Sydney, to Brisbane, and they're starting to make their way all the way up the coast of Queensland as well. The Tesla ones, they've already got the other brand fast chargers in Queensland as well.
That's good. And so where to from Canberra?
I'm going to go back to Melbourne for about a week, and then I'm not sure, but yeah, I've got a few potential things on the cards. We'll see what happens.
Secret car business.
Might be a bit of secret squirrel, but yeah. But this project, I'm trying to I'm letting social media drive it. So if people have a recommendation they'd like me to ask someone to take it for a drive, they can just comment on a tweet or yeah. It's going to be social media driven, this campaign.
So I have to think of some other people to put behind here.
Yeah, anyone you can think
of. Put in
of.
the seat here.
Yeah, let me know. And yeah, I'll try and make it over to Adelaide as well in the next few months at some stage. My goal is to do this. We've got
some awesome roads to drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No. We'll have to think of some good people to put behind the wheel, but yeah, there's some really nice, particularly, you know, up in the Adelaide Hills where you've just got these really nice windy roads, but oh, awesome.
That sounds amazing. I'll be definitely keen for that. Yeah, I'm hoping to keep it going until at least until the federal election. The goal is to focus on regional Australia as well, and to generate conversations and let people in the regions who wouldn't normally get the opportunity to drive an electric car to give them the chance to experience it.
Yeah, and I think that's important, you know. And really, it is out in the regions where, you know, you got to own a car.
Yeah.
To get around, you do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's a fact of life. Like I'm all for. I'm a huge bicycle advocate. I live in inner Melbourne and I ride my bike everywhere, and I want to see lots more separated bike lanes in our cities. But we can do that, and we can use electric cars in the regions as well. We can do both.
Yeah.
We can make our inner cities more bike and pedestrian friendly, and we can make our regions and outer suburbs EV friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can't do anything out in the country if you don't have a car.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's just no such thing as public transport.
Yeah.
We've definitely come the slow way home, haven't we?
That's all right.
Just letting you have a breather back there, Audrey.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you. I wish I'd gone to the bathroom before you started banging it on the highway.
Did you have any idea that was coming? Or?
You just like, you didn't even need to work up to it though. You're like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, you're super confident. It was good. Must be the practice on the moke back in the day.
Yeah,
Right?
the moke, the putt. Yeah. Yeah. Dad used to have, you know, between an old kind of clapped out, you know, Land Rover to, you know, I remember the Mazda 808, driving that around on the dirt roads around the farm. Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different when you grow up in the country. Like you get exposed to that earlier.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
Had friends who grew up on farms and they were driving, you know, by 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
On the farm.
On the farm.
Not
yeah,
on the road.
Yeah, on the farm. There's often a lot of roads on the farm.
Yeah.
A lot of tracks. Yeah, I mean, having said that, of course, road safety out in the regions is a big issue.
Yeah.
A lot of black spots, you know, a lot of people travelling long distances and just, you know, not having other options. And you know, as a teenager, living in the country, you know, you had to know someone who had a car to come and get you to get around, and you know, it wasn't always the safest option actually.
Yeah.
So it still comes with, you know, much needed education.
Yeah, for sure.
In 200 metres, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
The other thing is buses. Why don't we have electric buses in Australia?
Now enter the roundabout and take the
In
second
China,
exit.
they have over 500,000 electric buses on the road already. They've had them on the road for over 2 years now.
Wow. Wow.
And the Victorian government is like bragging about having 2 electric buses on trial for 3 years. You know? Why do we need to trial electric buses?
Just get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah. What make is are the buses in China?
I'm not sure. They are probably obviously Chinese manufactured.
Yeah.
But why can't we make electric buses here?
Yeah.
I think we're starting to, but I mean, surely we can make electric buses here, you know, and scale that up, put massive investment into electric buses, because that's really low-hanging fruit, you know.
Totally. And being able to move more people around in a more environmentally and cheaper fashion makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and the diesel buses, they produce so much exhaust in cities as well.
Yes, totally.
Oh wow, here we are.
Here we are. There's Parliament House.
Yeah. If you had told me that Sarah Hanson-Young would be driving my Tesla on the way into Parliament, if you had told me that 2 months ago,
we might just do a lap around. What do you reckon?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. Maybe I'll just get that and take a little video of that.
Yeah. It's a bitter winter day here in Canberra, though.
Yeah. It's been lovely up in Mackay.
Yeah. Bit of warmth.
Yeah. This is a nice road as well. Maybe like we could drag race Angus down this road.
Yeah.
6 ramp.
So do you come down this road to go to work? Or-
I stay at Kingston, so I come up the other side.
Oh yeah.
But yes, you know, this is the main entry into Parliament
Right.
House.
Now turn left to take the 6 ramp.
Did you want me to cancel this now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know where we're going.
Yeah. I think the last time I was here, I was like 12 years old.
Oh really?
Yeah.
School trip?
My family, so yeah, I grew up in central Queensland, but my father was from Perth. So we actually did a 6-week drive around the country. We stopped in at Canberra,
Yeah, right.
went to the Science Centre and the War Memorial.
Questacon?
Questacon, that's it, yeah. That's the last time I was here.
So this is the Senate doors here, so this is where I walk in every day.
Okay.
Yeah, well next week you should come in and come into question time.
Yeah, I'd love to. It'd be great. Yeah, I've watched it on TV since I was a kid, so good to see it live.
You're one of those.
Oh yeah, I was a bit of a politics nerd when I was younger.
This is the ministerial entrance, so this Prime Minister's office is just how you
Okay.
get to him.
Yeah.
But we'll just keep going round.
Yeah.
It's I think it's 1.6 k's all the way around.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot
Sometimes when I
bigger.
go out for a run, I just do a few laps of it, but
Oh yeah.
during the dinner break or something.
Yeah, it's much bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's huge.
It is the House of Reps entrance, so
Oh yeah.
we all kind of go through our own bits in the mornings.
Oh yeah. I heard that one of the com cars is a Tesla. Is that right? You heard that?
I
Is it a
think
com
there's
car?
a trial. Yeah, I think there is a trial. That's very new.
Mhm.
Well, I guess I should have gone down there. Oh, well. Yes. I wonder whether I wonder whether Angus says, you know, there's a note on his thing not to take it.
If you're picking up Angus Taylor, don't take the electric vehicle.
Don't use the electric
He's afraid.
vehicle.
He's scared of them. He won't get in them.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Do you reckon Angus Taylor will be the last person to get an electric car in Australia? Imagine everyone's got them and is just like loving it, and then he's just, you know, too stubborn and will just keep putting around in his fart box.
Well, will it be Angus Taylor or will it be Matt Canavan?
That's a good question. Could be either one of those two. I don't think Michaelia Cash is into electric vehicles either.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So it'd be out of those three, I reckon.
I think Michaelia would love a go in one of these.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm happy to take her if her party stops taking donations from oil industry.
Well, you know, we've got to reform the donation system. We shouldn't be taking corporate donations at all.
Yeah.
It is corrupting the system.
Absolutely. How's the city driving feel?
Yeah, good.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, really good actually. Not as exciting.
That was very exciting.
Not as exciting, but you know.
Yeah.
But no, it does feel nice. But if you owned one of these, you wouldn't want to just be driving around the city. No. You want to be out in those regional roads, and
yeah,
I just think that's where they come into their own.
That's
really
their natural habitat out there, and that's I didn't realise that either until I got up to central Queensland, because I'd only had it around Melbourne, and I'd take friends for a drive and they'd like it, but you couldn't really get the feel of it because you're surrounded by traffic.
Yeah.
And then being up around Mackay and Claremont in central Queensland and having all this space and no traffic to really enjoy the car. And I've mentioned it in a few videos that actually, like, these cars suit people in the regions more than people in the cities.
Yeah.
But you know, the Nationals and the Liberals, they've framed electric vehicles as like inner city cars. In actual fact, you know, they're perfect for the regions.
Yeah. It'd be a waste.
Yeah.
Actually.
They're wasted on us latte sippers and avocado on toast eaters in here, aren't they?
I think that's probably right. I think that's probably right.
Oh, there's a ram. Perfect.
Yeah. Imagine trying to go off from the lights with one of them.
Spluttering away.
Yeah.
Well, there's another Tesla there.
Do the fellow Tesla drivers, do you all talk to each other?
Yeah, we have a special wave. That's the Tesla wave. It's with two hands. Hi. There is this great community in EV. There's a great electric vehicle community out there. We're on the cusp of an electric vehicle revolution, and the people who have been brave enough to buy EVs early on. Myself, like, I feel so privileged to share this car with so many of my friends and family and other people, and let them experience it for the first time. Because in 10 years' time, you'll be able to look back and say, "Oh, I was part of that."
Yeah.
You know, this can be a grassroots kind of revolution that's going on. And you know, if there's something like 10,000 EV owners in Australia now, if every one of them took two new people for a drive every weekend, that's 500,000 people to experience EVs in a year. You know, so we don't need to rely. Like News Corp, Murdoch Press has been lying and misleading people about electric vehicles for decades. There's so much misinformation out there. The only way we can counter that is through conversation and experience.
Yeah. 10,000 electric car owners in the country.
I think so.
A lot less than lot less people needed than that for them to change their vote and to actually make policy difference too. Like you know,
To change politics, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many do we need for that?
about 800. 800
Is that
people have
it?
to change their vote with this election from last election, and we'd have them. The Liberals wouldn't have a majority.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do that. I can put 800 people in this car in the next 6 months, easy.
Yeah. It's not much. Now, am I
Yeah.
going to be able to
You
sneak
can park in
there?
front of that one there.
There we are.
Fantastic. And then the park is just the button on the end of the paddle.
Done.
Sarah, thank you very much for
Thank
driving my
you.
car today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. It
I
was great.
had a really, really good time.
I'm glad.
Yeah.